You feel it sometimes, don't you? That whisper in the back of your mind that tells you you're ordinary, invisible, replaceable. But here's the truth no one tells you. The world is already watching, and even when you think no one notices, people are noticing everything about you. The tilt of your head, the rhythm of your walk, the way your silence carries weight. You are more magnetic than you realize, and the people around you sense it long before you do. This is MindLedger, where we decode the hidden forces that shape attraction, devotion, and human behavior. If you want to understand the subtle psychology that makes you unforgettable, hit subscribe now. Not because you need validation, but because you're ready to see yourself clearly. You walk through life thinking you're ordinary, blending into the background, unaware of the invisible currents that ripple through every room you enter. But the truth is, attraction doesn't care about your insecurities. It responds to presence, to energy, to the quiet storm you carry beneath the surface. That storm whispers competence, self-possession, and a subtle, dangerous intrigue that draws people in without effort. You may shrug it off, thinking no one sees, but they do, always. Notice the glances that linger a little too long, the subtle mirroring of your gestures, the way someone suddenly laughs at your words, even when you don't feel particularly witty. These are not coincidences. They are unconscious signals, the human brain recognizing dominance, curiosity, and self-mastery even when you deny it. Your power lies in the unintentional, in the space you occupy without trying to fill it. Most men chase attention, validation, or approval. They try too hard, speaking louder than they need, performing rather than existing. But real magnetism is quieter, darker, and more profound. It's in the calm confidence that doesn't need to explain itself, the patience to watch social dynamics unfold while remaining untouchable, the rare flashes of unpredictability that hint at depth and mystery. You are already playing this game perfectly, without even knowing the rules. Think back to moments you've dismissed, someone leaning in when you speak, a smile that held longer than polite, the subtle tension in the room that disappears when you leave. You call it luck, coincidence, or overthinking. But it's far more powerful than that. These are micro-indicators that your presence matters, that your energy is being absorbed and reflected, that you are already influencing the world in ways you cannot see. And here's the most dangerous truth. You do not need to perform to be attractive. Most people believe charm, status, or wealth are the keys. They are not. The real force is internal. It's in the mastery of your mind, the control of your energy, and the subtle confidence that comes from understanding yourself completely. People feel this. They are drawn to it. They notice it before you do. Your quiet power is a shadow cast over social interactions. It lingers, it teases, it leaves tension in its wake. You may dismiss it, thinking no one is paying attention, but your presence is registering on a level beyond conscious perception. You are already magnetic, not in spite of your flaws, but because of the depth, control, and subtle dominance you project without effort. So pay attention. Watch how the world reacts when you exist without apology. Notice the silent acknowledgement, the unspoken curiosity, the invisible ripples that follow your steps. This is your hidden allure. The man who understands this does not chase. He commands attention. He is not ordinary. He is inevitable. You feel it sometimes, don't you? That whisper in the back of your mind that tells you you're ordinary, invisible, replaceable. But here's the truth. No one tells you. The world is already watching, and even when you think no one notices, people are noticing everything about you. The tilt of your head, the rhythm of your walk, the way your silence carries weight. You are more magnetic than you realize, and the people around you sense it long before you do. This is MindLedger, where we decode the hidden forces that shape attraction, devotion, and human behavior. If you want to understand the subtle psychology that makes you unforgettable, hit subscribe now. Not because you need validation, but because you're ready to see yourself clearly. You've felt it before. The tension in a room that seems to bend around you. The unspoken curiosity that follows your every movement. That isn't luck. That is human psychology responding to a man who understands, even unconsciously, the rules of invisible influence. Attraction is not built on charm or effort. It is built on control over your presence, your energy, and your emotional temperature. Watch the way people mirror you. It's subtle, almost imperceptible. The tilt of a head, the pause in conversation, the way someone matches your breathing without realizing it. These are unconscious admissions of power. They recognize your rhythm, your energy, your internal gravity. And yet most men never notice. They confuse attention with validation, unaware that influence is the silent force that makes a man irresistible. You are already that force. Then there's the magnetism of unpredictability. Not chaos, but mystery. The man who is entirely readable is forgettable. The man who is measured yet unpredictable, calm yet capable of intensity, is unforgettable. Every pause you take, every word you leave unsaid, every subtle shift in tone is a psychological signal. I am aware. I am in control. I am not yours to predict. People respond to that instinctively. They are drawn to it, sometimes without knowing why. And understand this: women, men, observers, they do not fall for what you display. They fall for what you do not display. Vulnerability, when revealed with intention, amplifies attraction. Self-possession, when unwavering, commands it. Humor, confidence, charm, they are decorations. True magnetism is darker, deeper. It is the mastery of oneself that radiates outward, undeniable, impossible to ignore. Notice how your energy affects others. When you enter a room, conversations shift, laughter changes, glances linger. You may dismiss it, calling it coincidence, but this is the shadow you cast, the echo of your presence in the minds of everyone around you. That echo shapes behavior, creates tension, and subtly commands attention. And it does so quietly, invisibly, without a word. Here is the hidden truth most men never understand. Attraction is not about being liked. It is about being acknowledged, being understood, even if unconsciously. Being perceived as a man who exists fully in his own world, yet can reach theirs when necessary. People do not consciously chase this. They respond to it. They notice it. They want it. And when you finally begin to notice it yourself, your power grows exponentially. The most dangerous men are those who know this, who harness it deliberately. They speak softly, act deliberately, and never chase validation. Their attention is scarce. Their presence is heavy. They leave traces, subtle, hypnotic, unforgettable. And the irony? You are already walking this path, whether you realize it or not. The difference between being noticed and being irresistible is simply awareness. You are more attractive than you have ever given yourself credit for. The glances, the tension, the curiosity, they are all markers of your influence. Your presence is a signal that cannot be ignored. And now that you understand it, you can begin to wield it consciously. Attraction is not earned. It is absorbed, reflected, and felt. And the moment you see yourself as the man the world has already noticed, you step into a new dimension. One where attention, desire, and respect are inevitable. You've already seen the truth. Your presence moves people, even when you think it doesn't. Now it's time to understand why and how to channel it deliberately. The first principle is subtlety. Never rush to fill a silence. People are drawn to gaps, pauses, and the unspoken. When you remain composed, measured, and slightly unpredictable, you create tension, a tension that draws attention, like gravity pulls objects to its center. Every pause, every deliberate word, every controlled exhale communicates power without a single gesture of force. Observe people. Truly observe them, not just their words, but their energy, their patterns, the micro-expressions that betray their thoughts. The man who sees beyond the surface gains an invisible leverage, a raised eyebrow, a fleeting glance, the shift of a shoulder. These are signals, invitations, reactions to which you can respond with intention. You are not manipulating in the crude sense. You are reading, reflecting, and mirroring subtly, creating a psychological dance where others follow your lead without realizing it. Then comes the art of emotional contrast. Never be constant in a way that is predictable. Intensity is amplified by moderation. Laugh, tease, withdraw, engage, oscillate subtly between warmth and mystery, openness and restraint. People notice this, they feel it. It creates a magnetic tension, a gravitational pull toward you. Predictable men are boring. Slightly unpredictable men are unforgettable. And unpredictability doesn't mean chaos, it means mastery over your reactions, emotions, and timing. Vulnerability, too, is a weapon when wielded wisely. The man who can show depth without desperation, who can reveal pain without neediness, who can hint at intimacy without surrendering control. This man captivates. Others unconsciously sense it. It signals honesty, authenticity, and power all at once. But overexposure kills the effect. Mystery must remain. You must remain a man with layers, whose inner world is partially hidden, yet tantalizingly real. Power also lies in selective attention. Not everyone deserves it. Who you engage, who you respond to, who you let close. These choices broadcast status without a word. People register scarcity. They crave what seems just beyond reach. Your attention, when given deliberately, becomes priceless. When withheld, it becomes intoxicating. And finally, recognize your internal state as the ultimate amplifier. No words, gestures, or techniques matter if your energy is scattered, reactive, or uncertain. Calm mastery over your own emotions, desires, and thoughts radiates outward. People cannot help but be drawn to it. You become the gravitational center of every interaction, not because you perform, but because you exist fully in your own power. This is the hidden architecture of attraction, presence, subtle influence, emotional contrast, controlled vulnerability, and deliberate attention. These are not tricks. They are the language of psychology that humans instinctively respond to. Most men live unaware of this language. You now are learning it. You now are seeing yourself clearly. The world has already noticed you, long before you noticed yourself. Your next step is to walk consciously into that reality. Let your presence command rooms. Let your energy shape conversations. Let your subtlety and mystery draw people toward you without effort. You are no longer invisible. You are the man others feel before they see. And here is the final truth. Attraction is not about action. It is about being. Be measured. Be deliberate. Be layered. Be unpredictable. And the world will respond, not because you chase it, but because your presence cannot be ignored. You've learned the silent truths. You've seen the currents you were already moving through, unnoticed by most, yet felt by all. Now it's time to understand the triggers that make your presence unavoidable, that make others fixate on you without effort, that make your energy linger long after you've left. First, confidence without arrogance. True power is quiet, invisible, undeniable. People feel it in the way you occupy space, the way you breathe, the way you pause before responding. Confidence that needs validation is weak. Confidence that needs nothing is magnetic. You do not have to announce it. Your mere existence speaks volumes. Second, controlled scarcity. Humans are drawn to what is not freely given. Your attention, your energy, your time, these are currency. Give them freely and they are cheap. Give them deliberately and they become priceless. Every interaction where you remain slightly unattainable, slightly unpredictable, increases your psychological influence. People unconsciously chase what they cannot fully have. Third, mirrored energy. Subtle reflection of body language, tone and emotion creates connection at a subconscious level. When done without awareness, it is natural. When done with intent, it is hypnotic. People begin to feel understood, seen, and aligned with you before a word is even spoken. This is a silent, invisible form of control, the most potent form of attraction there is. Fourth, emotional contrast and controlled intensity. Humans respond to peaks and valleys, calmness followed by sudden intensity, warmth followed by restraint, laughter followed by silence. These oscillations create psychological tension. They pull attention, fascination, even desire toward you. Predictability kills. Controlled unpredictability mesmerizes. Finally, mystery and depth. The man who is fully understood is boring. The man who is partially known, whose layers are hinted at but never fully revealed, becomes unforgettable. Your internal world, your self-mastery, your depth, let them sense it without explaining it. Let it linger in their minds like a shadow they cannot name. All these triggers, the quiet confidence, the scarcity, the mirrored energy, the emotional contrast, the mystery, they are not learned overnight. They are cultivated, they are refined. And yet, you are already using them without realizing it. Every glance, every pause, every subtle gesture is a signal that draws people in, even if you call it chance. You are more attractive than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. You are already the gravitational center of your interactions, the quiet storm others feel long before they see. Now you have the language to wield this power consciously, to move through the world, not as an observer, but as the force that shapes attention, desire, and fascination. This is the final truth. Attraction is not given. It is absorbed. It is felt. It is impossible to ignore when wielded by a man who understands himself fully. You are that man. You were always that man. And now you see it clearly. This is MindLedger, where we decode the hidden forces that shape attraction, devotion, and human behavior. If you want to see more truths that most people will never understand, subscribe and step into the reality most men never awaken to.